Hey, what's going on everybody? Verdi here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. So today I want to talk about the ridiculous release of patch 1.13, what was wrong with it, and what Plarium needs to do to apologize and fix it. A couple of days before the 10th times Draco chance, I released a video saying how the patch might be delayed because they didn't really know whether they were going to release it at the end of the month, in the middle of the month, in the beginning of the next month. So I really think that they didn't know when they were going to release the patch and what that patch was going to have. But then a couple of days after that, we got the 10 times Draco chance event, and during that event, they gave out Draco to one of the streamers, and that caused a riot in the community. And I think because of that, they released patch 1.13 ahead of time to try to make us happy or forget, or I'm not exactly sure what their plan was. I would really like to know what their whole process is for releasing a patch, whether there's any planning involved whatsoever, because why were the servers not shut down for a specific amount of time? Why did we not know in patch notes what we were getting a couple of days beforehand? Why did they not use that time to implement the content properly? And if they needed a longer amount of time, just make the whole maintenance or the whole scheduled downtime for that amount of time. Now, of course, they didn't do that because the patch had so little content that they thought that they could probably do it in one day. They probably came to the office that day and they were like, yo, let's release the patch and make them happy, right? The patch was the raid pass, and that's it. There was nothing else to it. It should have been like a hotfix. We got a couple of new champions, whatever. Like that's not content. That is not a patch. We haven't gotten anything since Faction Wars. And then you didn't even release the Faction Wars that we were supposed to get on the day of the patch. So the only thing that we got with the patch was the raid pass. And that raid pass caused a very good amount of players to be banned. And I'm talking not just banned for like a couple of hours until they sort things out. Some players have been banned for a week or even longer. Stu Gaming, a content creator that was just featured by the game, was accidentally banned because of probably issue with coding. And I don't understand how there was issue with coding when releasing a battle pass. So that is not something difficult. That is not something that there should be such ridiculous errors in programming or coding or whatever you want to call it, that players are getting banned when making purchases. Also, there was a shortage of XP because I think that they messed up the calculations with the raid pass and whatnot. So they technically nerfed people's or players' XP for a couple of days, 3 or 4 days, whatever it is. That's not enough to be angry about. 2 days or 1 day after the patch release, we also got a new fusion and we got a double sacred chance, and I was actually excited about that. That was probably the most difficult day of streaming that I have ever done. I was probably sitting in the maintenance menu for, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours total out of my 10-hour stream while trying to do summons for people. And we're talking sacred summons, people that have spent a lot of money on these shards that are trying to pop their shards to get champions, and we can't even do that. I was actually trying to open shards of one account, and as I was opening the shards, the game lagged out. We came back into the game and 3 shards were missing. They weren't missing. They were opened, and all those champions were epic, but we never actually got to see them opened. Like, what kind of ridiculous crap is that? And then all of this maintenance and stuff is going on while there's a fusion event. And that fusion event has training event, summoning events, all things that require you to play a really good amount of time, and you're not even able to play the game. After a new patch was just released that has no content, the game's pretty much down for the whole day, and then the whole day after that. And honestly, it's been running unstable ever since the patch release. Which once again, I don't understand it, because there was nothing there. There is no real patch. There's a battle pass. So you're telling me that you guys can't release a battle pass that is normal, that doesn't cause your game to crash every 5 minutes? That's absolutely ridiculous. There's really no excuse for it. Then the first bit of compensation came, and it was 1,000 energy and 1 void shard. 1 void shard during double sacred event God forbid we get actually something that's useful, and then the 1,000 energy people were happy about, but I'm not happy about it because people lost energy, and I lost energy farming campaign for less experience than I was supposed to get. Because of the whole issue with the game and everything, we shouldn't have gotten just enough to cover what we lost. We should have been actually compensated. And then today, we get one energy refill, one arena token refill, and one clan boss key. One energy refill as compensation? Like, I really don't understand why you guys are trying to piss us off. It doesn't cost anything, literally nothing, to give some stuff to my inbox, to all the players' inboxes. A couple of legendary books, 5,000 energy, I don't know, 3 sacred shards, 3 void shards maybe, 12 ancient shards, I don't know, something to show that you actually care about the player base, that you actually care that you messed up, and that you are aware that you messed up. But I actually don't think that Plarium is aware of anything. They think that everything is perfect. That could be the only reason for all of this to be happening and nothing getting changed. The only reason I see why this would even be happening. And then they go ahead and they tell everyone that everyone who was banned and everything that they're going to get all of the fusion rares, right? Why not the fusion epics? Yes, you extended the amount of time that the fusion can be done and all that good stuff, but those people now still have to level up those rares, then they have to ascend them, or actually they have to level up the rares to 30, then they have to rank them up, and they have to level them again, then they have to ascend them. That's 16 rares, and then they have to fuse the epics and then do the same thing with the epics, rank them up and ascend them. So I think that this is not to hook us up. This is literally just so that way they make sure that everyone's still buying the energy and using the energy to do the fusion that would have normally done so. I don't look at it as compensation or a favor at all, because it doesn't seem like a hookup. A hookup would have been getting all the epics, and not fully ascended or whatever. You can still do the epics, but just giving the rares, it just feels like another way for them to drain as much of our resources so that way we have to buy more. It is honestly absolutely ridiculous how mistreated and uncared for the player base is. And the reason why I say this is because we all the players that are competitive spend a lot of money. Why are we not treated well for spending lots of money? I really don't get the concept behind that. And I really don't know what the solution to this could possibly be, because you technically need to spend to play the game, but I don't want to spend. I don't really want to give them anything. So I really don't know what to do, and I hope that we get some sort of answer or some sort of compensation that is worthwhile for all these issues. Players have lost a lot of resources, or certain players have, and everyone as a community needs to be compensated in an actual generous way, showing some sort of care for us, because I think that is the only way to save it. That is the only way to save this situation, because it's not going to go away. And I didn't want to make necessarily a negative video, but Plarium doesn't give us a choice, and I don't want to just kind of roll over it and forget about it. I'm going to keep putting out angry videos until they do something to change this. And the reason for anger is justified because, for example, check this out. So one of my viewers is messaging me during the double sacred thing, right? And hey Verdi, I was one of the ones that got banned. They reset my account back to Sunday night before the arena reset. How I know this? Because I am missing my weekly arena chest that also had a sacred shard in it. I am missing dozens of glyphs, hundreds of arena tokens, and hundreds of gear. Any advice on what to do? They aren't responding to my tickets. Like, you guys are putting the content creators also in a very difficult situation, because we don't necessarily have to deal with the problems, but we are almost expected to have some sort of an answer, but we don't, because we are just as uninformed as everyone else. And that's the actual problem. There's really no communication, and I think that the reason for no communication is because they don't really have a plan. So they can't communicate with us about a plan when it doesn't exist. So I kind of have a list of 4 things that I would like implemented into the game. And no, that doesn't include overpowered arena sets that are only available to 300 players, as they mentioned in the release of coming soon patch 1.13.5, which is honestly completely BS, because that is probably was supposed to be a part of the patch to begin with, but the reason why it wasn't part of the patch is because the patch was rushed. So like I was saying, the 4 things that I would like implemented in the game are Arena Store. Now I know I'm sound like a broken record because I've made like 2 or 3 videos on this already, and I'm sure that all of the other YouTubers have probably done way more than I have. Arena Shop, Clan Shop, and I'm talking something as simple as receiving points for doing damage to the clan boss. The highest damage dealer of the day or whatever gets the most points, and it decreases kinda the lower damage you do or whatever. It will it will be good for you guys, because if the top prize is good enough, people will probably buy an extra key to get that top damage. So there's ways for Plarium to make money off of this and to make us happy at the same time. Now, obviously, this store needs to include useful things like legendary books, shards, arena tokens, or extra arena tokens, extra energy, with probably some sort of a limit per week or whatever. But there needs to be something there, because there really is no reason for it not to be there. Like, it's once again not even actual content, it's just like quality of life. And then artifact sorting, number 3. I am sick and tired of gearing champions spending hours and hours and hours trying to min-max, and honestly not even really probably being able to min-max properly, because I just get lost in all my gear. And then I do account upgrades, and it's even harder to do it on the accounts that I don't know what gear people have. So artifact sorting needs to happen, and it needs to happen as soon as possible. And now for the 4th thing and final thing, some actual content: the Void Tower, the clan boss. Something that we have been hinted towards for who knows how long, and it's honestly ridiculous that we haven't gotten it yet, because we have not gotten anything since Faction Wars. And I am sick of waiting for content. I want something new to do. I don't want paywalled fusions on top of paywalled events that literally require you to spend money to complete. And it's the only thing that the game revolves around, is spending money and doing the same events over and over again. I'm not interested in doing that anymore, and I'm getting sick of it. I think that Raid Shadow Legends has the potential to be the number 1 game in the App Store, but I think that it is being ruined by Plarium and their greed, or whatever it is the reason for them not giving us what we have been asking for such a long time. Plarium makes it so easy to talk about this that I could probably go on for hours, but I think I covered everything that I wanted to talk about. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.